Hi there and welcome to this BMW R1200 GS for sale. This is what I call a bit of a rat bag, this one. It's far from perfect. Condition wise, it's been out in the weather, it's been used. But everything works nicely. Everything feels okay. It drives wonderfully. Very, very nice bike indeed. So if you don't mind having a bit of a tatty one, it seems to have everything on it. And it goes very, very well indeed. I'll go around all the good and the bad in a minute. I've got 3 boxes for the bike as well here. They're a bit knocked around, but they're not split or broken or anything, just a few little dings here and there. Very typical on these older ones. ABS is working perfectly on this bike. It pulls cleanly, no smoke, no nasty noises. Seems to have been very well looked after mechanically. Tyres are great, front and rear. I put a new disc on the rear because that was a bit thin. The fronts are fine. So new discs and pads on the back. I went for the Brembo, so we haven't cheaped out. This is where the worst of the rot is. On the front of the engine case, I mean typical on a BMW, but this is particularly bad on this one, and the exhaust pipes are very discoloured as well, as you can see. But everything is solid, everything's okay. Someone's modified the rear suspension. This has actually got an R1200R rear shocker, and what that does for you is it lowers the bike. You can see that this adjuster here is just literally held on by a really thick cable tie, and they've put some rubber behind it to stop anything rubbing. Totally acceptable mod. I don't have the original. What that means is it's going to be low on the back end. I'm 6'1", I can ride it comfortably because your legs in sort of where the seat and your pegs are doesn't change at all. Just means your whole body's a bit lower to the floor. And this is fully adjustable, the suspension for preload and everything. So don't worry. If you want a cheap GS but you're a tall rider, it doesn't make it unrideable by any stretch of your imagination, just makes it a bit lower on the back. And if you are a short ass, bingo, you're in business. You can get a second-hand GS shock for about 200 quid, so if you want to do that, you can do that, and then you can sell this shock on after and recoup some of your losses. So you know, again, it can go back to standard. The big pain in the ass with having a shortened shock is getting it up on its centre stand. It's a real lift, and I'd say it's impossible for someone who's a little bit sort of older and not very strong. There's that brand new Brembo brake. Actually, the back here isn't too bad. Seen worse around these drive cases around the back. Rear tyre, very good. Up underneath, not too bad at all. A few spots here and there. You could go mad and you know, start pulling things off and getting them powder coated and tidy the bike up, get the exhaust polished. It would be all right. But you know, for me, I just don't have the time for jazzing around with these bikes. They've got to come and they've got to go. This one was part exchange, as I say. He rode it in here. I've taken it out, given it a 15-mile test ride. Everything's, as I keep on saying, like a parrot, is working perfectly. That's not very sightly there, where the cat gets very hot there on the exhaust. It's really ugly looking. Now it's gone a bit tarnished, rusty. One thing that isn't working is the fuel gauge. Very, very common on these. Can be fixed with a new fuel sender in the tank. Let's shut that down, shall we? Battery sounds really nice. The heated grips are working fine. ABS is working perfectly. She's low on fuel, hence the triangle, and the brake failure light goes out as soon as you move forward. That's exactly what it should do. So there it is, cheap Tati GS 1200 with you know, 45,000 on the clock, but everything's here. Oh, spotlights, I haven't found a switch for those, or that he's taken the switch off, so it's either hidden or I haven't found it, or it's not on there. Oh, and we've got bar risers on here, which is interesting, isn't it? You've got short legs and a long body. Right, anyway, I've blabbed on. It's the longest video I've done in ages. If you got this far, you're probably going to buy it. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much.